What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. We are once again recording on the new trash Zoom. So we don't have a lot to talk about, so it'll probably be a 40-minute. But next week, I'm hoping to have some test runs with Seal on some other programs beforehand so that we know what to do. But Seal, how you doing?
I'm doing better than my computer. Let's keep it short and sweet due to time. My computer's ass. Been a rough day. Dragging ass around. Just one of them, cloudy days for no fucking reason. But We'll get through. We'll grind. Coming off of my stupid ass game 3 loss to not make it to the finals. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, doing better than my computer.
Yeah, so let's start with some real sports. Let's middle with our not fake sports, real to us, amateur sports, and then let's end with some pro sports again. So let's start off with just a shout out to I'm wearing it, LAFC, the MLS. Won the All-Star game tonight. They won the skills challenge last night, Tuesday and Wednesday, if you weren't following along. Carlos Vela scored a nice header right off rip, 3 minutes in, and then Raul Ruiz put in a penalty kick. But it's good to see, last year, I think, was the first year we ever won the All-Star game, period, and it was on PKs. And then this year, Seattle wins the CONCACAF Champions League, the first time ever that an MLS team has won it. Now we win more handily in the All-Star game. It's really cool to see the MLS shifting ahead of Liga MX as a whole. And that's really exciting to see. I didn't even know if that day would ever come.
Yeah, and the announcers were talking about it too, how some of the MLS All-Stars are two of the more known guys and down in the South, and Chicharito and Carlos Vela. And Vela came out and got that nice little header to start the show. Right, it was a header, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I just flashed back and remember the PK and was like, fuck. But so anyways, that's got to say something. And then they start talking about how forever there's just always been this gap, And actually, I do believe they beat Chelsea back in 2011, 2012. The MLS All-Stars.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
But we've never beaten Liga MX before.
Well, yeah. Last year. Yeah. So now that's 2 in a row. I think it's time. Like you said, the CONCACAF won that. Seattle did. I think it's about time that we can maybe not above. Like if that game tonight, a little iffy, the handball at the end, and the announcers pinpointed it too. Just the MLS as a whole seems to break down in the last 20 minutes.
Yep, that's our style.
Yeah, that's just how it happens in these other leagues. That's whenever they start pressuring. That's when it starts getting crazy. In all these English Premier League games, we always see, when that 90th minute hits and it's 0-1, anything can happen. Yeah. That's when you start live betting. That's when you start making that money. And anything can happen 9 times out of 10 in an MLS match. If you're up 1-0, you're probably going to end up staying 1-0. Or the other team's hungry, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up either getting 1 point or no points. So, yeah. No, so the gap's getting close. And like you said, I didn't think it was ever going to happen, but for sure, all these teams able to spend the money, LAFC coming out being the new Galaxy, getting all these guys. Absolutely, it seems like the MLS is 2 or 3 years out of just shutting them down. And this was a close game. We both were like, this is 2-0. This is an easy one. Clean sheet, not so fast. A beautiful, 40? What do you say, 35 feet?
No, probably like 25 feet.
The
box is 18. The box is 18, so.
Yeah, he was a little bit outside. I don't know.
Or yards, sorry, 18 yards. So probably like 25 yards.
Hey, so I was close.
Yeah, you were close. Same feet. And then, it's just really cool. But then, so moving on to something, just because I want to prove that I'm from the Southeast. You guys don't see what we prep with this, but we did not prep this. My boy's wearing a Bubba Wallace shirt, and he finished second. So shout out to him.
First ever poll. That's why I'm wearing it.
Well, he got the first ever pole, but then he actually finished second. I think he has like 7 seconds or something. So he does a lot of seconds, but he's getting up there. And he's actually, I think he's finished like in the top 10, and they said like 7 straight races now or something. So he's doing his thing.
I don't know if you saw, I think it's on Netflix, I believe. One of those.
The Bubba Wallace documentary?
It's dope, dude. Yeah. It's awesome. And I like how they go more in depth with the racing part of it and not all political and shit and all about this of why this shirt was fucking made and all that shit. Like they really dealt with the racing end of it. And it's awesome as hell that they have all these people backing him. And at the same time, his boss is an opponent, and it's really cool. And it seems like even in that aspect, there's a lot of things that are never going to be easy for Bubba, never have been easy for Bubba, and he still finds a way to get it done. And he's one of them up and coming still. He's still very young. He was young as fuck when he started getting all this publicity a couple years ago, and when all this stuff with the whole noose, is it a noose? Or
Right.
people starting to try him, and I love what they're getting done. We're both from the South. My dad, huge NASCAR fan, did deliver the ice for the 500 and the Pepsi 400. So was at Daytona twice a year. Huge NASCAR fan. I would have never thought that rebel flag would ever be fucking banned.
Right.
Ever. It was the besides the NASCAR flag, it was flown more than a NASCAR flag at any fucking rate. It was crazy. And for them to be able to come together and get that done, it was absolutely awesome. I love what Bubba's able to do, and the fact that he's able to go out on the track these days with everybody behind him and his team, and all the money that they have and the facilities that they have are fucking crazy. Michael Jordan spending his money on the team. It's awesome to see, and he's really going to go far, and I really can't wait to see what he's able to do. I just can't get past the stupid. Can we go back to the days where you have fucking 200 laps or 250 or whatever it is, and whoever is the first one to finish those is the winner?
Yeah.
These stupid fucking race to 40, and then you got the race to 100, and you got 10 points for finishing. This shit is so stupid. These legs, and I can't get behind it.
It's harder to keep up with for the old school guys.
It's good for money, I guess. It's good for Vegas and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But
it's got shorter. It's good for shorter ADD kids that are growing up on their cocaine and speed that can't watch for 3.5 hours.
They still have to.
Yeah, but you watch it in like stints, so it works your little
stupid. I can't get behind it. I cannot get behind it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like it's so weird. The person that comes in third can end up finishing first because they won the first 2 legs. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
it came in third.
It's super odd. I don't get it either, but I haven't really watched a lot in that sense. But I did look at the standings and stuff just randomly. I'm like, what is all this random other stuff that they're doing?
It was literally whenever I was at Snug and the race was on, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? All the sports bars and stuff. Now I'm at a very nice place that doesn't give a rat's ass about sports. They care about food and customers.
Nice.
And yeah, it's bro. So most of the places down here, sorry, I know this isn't good for our last 40 minutes, hopefully. But most places down here don't have fresh New England clam chowder, right? Nobody makes it in-house. It's all from the distributors and all that shit, right? They'll tell you, yeah, we got New England clam chowder, best in town. But is it real New England clam chowder? Everything. I asked them, I was like, is ours really made in-house, or is it like from a jar and we kind of add to it? And chef looked at me, he's like, everything here is made from scratch. And he took me to the back and he was like, do you see a freezer? And I was like, oh shit. He's like, we have this little box freezer for our fucking fries. I was like, oh, okay.
Does it smell like fish?
No, everything literally comes in every morning. It's
insane.
So
it's one of those things where like
it's a scratch kitchen.
Run out, then fuck, no, you don't get
no,
that.
Yeah. So ours, my favorite thing so far is octopus tentacles. Ran out of them bitches. Only have 5 left.
Nice.
Whenever I walk.
Yeah, I like those type of restaurants because
which means they were only able to get 1 octopus in that day, I think.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. It's insane. I like those type of restaurants.
It's absolutely insane, and I don't even know if the freezer's for fries, because now that I'm thinking about it, they have the potatoes in the pantry, so I doubt that they have that freezer for the fries.
That's cool. Yeah,
it's
insane. I'm excited. I'll have to check it out if you're still working there and you haven't.
I'll be there. I'll be there. No, the owners are awesome. This is the type of places all because I'm a bad reactor. That's always been my thing. I'm not good with the reacting. I immediately go to 100. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of animosity. The servers that I've been around so far are the same mindset as I am, because everybody pulls their tips. Like, yo, if you're weak, if you're lazy, you got to go. If you think you're the bee's knees, you got to go. We're here to get a job done. I don't give a fuck about all that extra shit. Like, we're here to make money. If we're friends, cool. Not making enemies. You just got to go. I'm like, nice. Thank you, fucking Jesus.
Nice. Good deal. Well, hopefully that works out for you. So moving on, before we get to our the rest of our personal lives, let's talk real quick about the UFC card that happened, because it had the Ultimate Fighter finish on it. That's really the main reason that people tuned in. But then it turned out to be the only card, well, the second card ever to not have to go to the judges at all. Every fight from the prelims all the way to the main event was finished in some way, shape, or form. And that is amazing. I'm very happy that I started watching the prelims. I normally don't. I normally tune in for the main event, but we had to cook dinner, and so I threw it on. And I don't know if you saw the Brian Battle head kick.
I didn't see shit.
But it was unbelievable. It was in the prelims. It was this nasty head kick, and just really nuts. But actually, then
I think I did get the notification for that.
Nice. But then the main event came, and it was just a few matchups that you knew were going to happen exactly the way that they were going to happen. And then the Ultimate Fighter finales happened, and I was watching. Me and my girlfriend watched all the Ultimate Fighters, and the first fight with Juliana Miller and Brogan Walker was not surprising, in the sense that Juliana is much better at what they did. What was surprising is that Brogan did the exact same shit, and we see it all the time. We've talked about it before. We've talked about it on the podcast before. If somebody knows that the other person is better at jiu-jitsu, why the fuck do they grab them every time and bring them to the ground? Like in the first round, Brogan pushed her up against the wall. Juliana took her down, manhandled her for like 3.5 minutes. So what does Brogan do in the very start of the second half? Goes and tries to take her ass down again. Gets flipped over, gets rolled for like 4.5 minutes. And then what does she do to start the third round? Go try to take her down again. So I was just like, this is so stupid. And Juliana rolled through her. But then the one that I was super surprised about, everybody was super surprised about, Kamaru Usman's brother, Mohammed Usman, was against Zach Pauga. And Zach Pauga is way better fighter than Mohammed Usman, but Usman won. Usman won the way that Derek Lewis wins, the way that Ngannou's won before. He's getting the shit beat out of him, and he landed a nasty left. Did you get to see that by chance?
I did not, but so the reason I was so kind of stank-faced about it when you brought it up is there is a lot of talk that Usman there's no way in fuck that he should be the winner, that in some way, shape, or form, it has to be some sort of setup. Like it's
sure as hell wasn't a setup.
There's so much crazy talk going on about there's no way, like there's so many people that are disgusted by the fact that he ended up winning.
Well, then they didn't watch the knockout, because it was the dude was out all the way up until they took him to the hospital. He didn't wake up until they were carrying him off out of the ring. Like,
well, I mean, that happened to Tyron Woodley, and everybody says he sold out against.
That's true. That's true, I guess. No, nobody's fucking giving up on their dreams to throw a fight. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, and again, a lot of people were noting the fact that he is more than likely going to get in the UFC either fucking way.
Yeah,
Usman
definitely is. Yeah.
Usman had a big chance to kind of fade into the dimness.
He's still going to,
and I think, but Dana is he's trying to, and I get it. And it wasn't just, it was a whole Reddit spill, but a whole bunch of people. It was a lot of sports writers. It's not like a conspiracy theory. The UFC is looking for the next big thing. That's why they're doing Sugar Show so much. Patty the Batty. And if they can get two brothers like Nate and Nick and roll that over, like they are doing anything they can.
Well, that's what I was about to say. They're going to give Usman the Sugar Show treatment, and he's not going to face the guy with a number next to his name for 4 or 5 fights. He's not going to get anybody that they don't think he can beat, because he has a lot of work to do. If he faces off with any of those heavyweights that have numbers next to their names right now, he would get sent in the first round. So Dana knows that. The marketers know that. Everybody knows that. He is going to get that treatment. So I understand why people are mad, but it's a business, and it's a business of making money. And if you can be Kamaru Usman's brother and get knockout highlights the way he did, like, you still have to deliver. Yeah. Like, if they put him up against me and he doesn't knock me the fuck out, then he's not going to get a contract. Like, he's still got to do what he's supposed to do. And
you put him up against me, I'm gonna be that one dude who literally said "and fight" and just got right out the fucking ring. Thanks for my show check.
Yeah, I'd pull a Khabib over the ring, maybe jump up if I could even get on the ring. I don't think I could. But yeah.
Yeah, now that you're thinking about it, them things are like 7.5 feet, right?
No, the heavyweights sometimes stand over it. So it's
can't even get on a boat.
probably like 6 foot. It's probably 6 foot, maybe a little over 6 foot.
Oh, I can do that easy.
Well, no, it's probably 6.5 then, because only the tallest heavyweights, like Ngannou, I think, is over it, and he's what, 6'4" maybe. So it's probably not that tall. But anyways,
but yeah, a lot of people were upset about that,
Yeah.
and time will tell.
So. He wasn't the better fighter, but so many times the better fighter. It's not that he wasn't the better fighter. He's a knockout guy. He's not going to sit there. He's not going to clinch you. He's not going to dance around you and stuff like that. He's trying to find the knockout shot. We've seen it with Derek Lewis, all the way to the tune of a title fight that he lost. So we've seen that strategy work before, and it worked for. You still have to win your fights. It worked for Usman for 3 fights through the Ultimate Fighter. Now he's going to get a 10-fight contract and see if he can work it out through that. But you got to keep winning, and Zach's going to get the contract as well. His is going to be like a 2-fight contract, but he's gonna probably win those, and that feeds the conspiracy where feed the better fighter the worst contract, because he's probably going to win anyway.
And real quick, I do like that the UFC is starting to find these guys a lot younger. We look at when they finally got Kimbo in, he was old as shit. Even Connor wasn't young anymore. Patty's 27. So they're starting to try to find these guys younger and be able to get them in there and not only have so many fucking fights. We can look at Jorge, look at Kimbo. Like, these guys come in and give you 2-3 good years. And if you would have fucking looked at the tapes way back in the day and just gave them a chance, then it would have been a lot more prosperous. Could you think of Jorge Masvidal coming into the UFC in 2013, 2012?
I mean, who knows if he would have been a good fighter then, though.
Like, look at the YouTube videos.
Yeah, he's good in YouTube. Man, whatever, man. I don't believe all that trash. But
even then, like, get him in there, let him get coached up in wrestling. Don't let him go on his own and finally come in when he's fucking in his 30s and give you a couple good years and lose his chin.
Well, I'm sorry.
So I can see them letting Usman get his chance, and they didn't give it to him, but if there is any way that it was staged, they're both going to get their shot. But if I had to put my money, other dude's going to have the better career in the UFC.
I would too, unless Usman improves a lot, which is possible. Once you get that big UFC money, you can improve a lot. But I'm sorry that I don't remember the guy's name. But there is a guy that called out Paddy the Baddy after his fight. And if that fight happens, if Paddy agrees to that, and that's the fight that they put up, Paddy's going to get tested for the first time. Sean's about to get tested.
He got tested.
Man.
He got tested, and he was able to like go up and finish the dude in a fashion that we haven't seen him do yet. And he made the dude quit. And we all thought if it was going to happen, he was going to knock him the fuck out.
Yeah, but I mean, that was this dude that just fought, that called him out, is going to be a true test. Just the same way Sugar Sean's about to get tested. We're going to see what he can really do.
October is going to be a great fucking month, dude.
So we'll see. I'm excited about all those fights, but the main event, it worked out really well. But we're not going to talk about it because we don't have a bunch of time.
Sugar Show.
It's going to be exciting.
Oh my God, that card is.
Yeah. And hopefully Izzy getting knocked the fuck out by his kickboxing counterpart. So now let's move on. We hit the 20-minute mark. So let's talk a little bit about our personal amateur stuff. I already talked about my last game where I feel like I did a lot better. The playoff bracket came out today, and we're really excited. We were not the lowest seed despite being 0-8. So I don't know how they factor in those things. There were other winless teams, but I don't know how they did the tiebreakers, but we weren't last. So that's exciting. And we get to go up against the second seed in the tournament. And it's not the full tournament. It's the lower tier tournament where we're supposed to be. The guys actually,
weird though, because y'all don't keep y'all stats, right? Y'all don't know points for, points against and shit, right?
They do. They don't put it on the standings for some reason. All they put on the standings is 3-pointers made, and field goal percentage and free throw percentage. But they keep the score, so like they know it on the back end, but I guess they don't.
Okay. So that may be what it is.
Yeah, but what was I saying? Oh, like the best teams actually got elevated. That team that beat us by like 40, that I said they should not be in this league, They got put in the higher tournament, just like we thought they should have done.
What about the team with the 15 fucking people? Are they supposed to, do they have to make 2 teams?
No, they're actually, if we win, we get to play them if they win. So we're running that. But yeah, the good team that I probably sounded like a bitchy little sore loser that said they shouldn't have been in the in the division we're in. They actually got moved up, and they're actually a 3 seed in the higher division. So whoever the makers of the tournament are, they also believe they shouldn't have been in. So that's exciting that they got moved out. So hopefully we're gonna play hard.
Single elimination all the way through, right?
Yeah, it's win or go home. Our team believes we're talking a lot here, trying to recover. We got a lot of injuries that we're recovering on, so I'm happy there's another week to go. I'm putting in work. I got to actually slow down my work now that I know, not tomorrow, I'll still go hard, but next week. And I'm just excited for it. I'm ready to go. I was way more aggressive. If I can just channel that in and do it again, eventually those shots are going to fall, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Unfortunately for me, after this week, I will not be talking about my league anymore, except who won the finals, because I am not in them. Yeah, I don't really know what too much to say without sounding like a little bitch, but it was cool. We were 2-3. We had to win our last game against the Warriors, who are in the finals. Both teams that are in the finals, we fucking beat in the regular season, and pretty like close games and crunch time, and just grinded it out. And those are the type of games that, you know, like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what shots are going to fall. Those teams are the grits. Those teams are going to be able to win them. We're the Alabama against the Georgias who fucking win in overtime type shit. And or even last year, Georgia against Alabama coming back and showing them something. Like, that's just the team that we were. And for some reason, my coach GM didn't see me too much of an asset on this team, even though everybody else that was watching the games did. Even if I wasn't putting up shots, I still was excelling on the defensive end. And even if I wasn't putting shots, you told me earlier that I knew nothing about this. People were rooting on me to score. Like, it was just a given that I was going to at least put up 3-4 points, even though I wasn't getting fucking shit for minutes. Like, I'm guaranteed to put up buckets. And so I like that everybody's able to see this, and I'll be able to grow off of this. I have 8 months to grind and shit. But yeah, we were 2-3, won our last game to certify ourselves in a play-in, won that, went into the playoffs, won the first game against the Trailblazers. So now we're 2-0 against them. They have 2 losses on the season. We're both losses. We have to win one more time. We have a week break. We're feeling really fucking good. We're up 2 at the half. And for some reason, I get like 4 minutes that game in game 2. And the second
they railed
half,
you guys.
And they took off. They took off. We switched to man for some dumb reason because they started getting in the middle. And we kept trying to tell them, if we go heavy, all we have to do is switch down from top to over and just crash in. They're not getting it from the top. They're going from wing to corners to middle. That's all they're doing. Nothing is coming from the top. If we can just split it over and everybody crash in, we can cover the corners. If they get a 3 at the top, that's the first one they've done against us this whole fucking time we've been playing with them.
Right.
We'll take it. They're getting middies. It was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. So for some reason, they switched to man. Stupid. Game 3 came out doing exactly what we were trying to. Me and Zach was on my side with it too. Talking about doing a little lean 3-2 or 2-3 heavy to one side, crash in middle. Don't let them get in the middle. Don't let them get in the wings. Don't let them get the corners. We were doing good. Again, up to doing great. People started getting gassed. People didn't want to fucking sub out. It was absolutely insane. I think I played 4 minutes in the second half again. And I played 9-10 minutes in the first half. So I was like, all right, these guys are really trusting in me. I didn't put up any shots in the first half. Right. I think I gave up 4 points though. One stupid ass blocking foul that I'm sore as fuck from. My knee has a little fucking golf ball on it. My chest that I hurt 2-3 weeks ago now feels like I hurt it yesterday. It sucks, but I did everything I could to get it going. I think I got a dime in there, a couple boards, but yeah, I played 4 fucking minutes in the second half, and it just kind of started crumbling. They were getting big buckets. We were going down doing stupid shit. Joe, I love Joe to get death. He averaged 16 points a game last year. He plays all the time, but even in warmups and stuff, like everybody's shooting the ball. I know practice, it doesn't matter. Like these NBA players who average 33% in their lifetime, in practice, they average 95, 100%, right? So I average probably 70% in practice, 80%. Yep. Like I barely miss.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers are missing a lot. So when it comes down to it, I really feel like I should be in the game for free throws, for threes, and defense. That's what I can do. It's not a lot. I can't penetrate. I can't make people like focus on me. I'm not going to go for 30. Like, no, I'm going to put up 3 threes and people are going to face guard me and I'm fucked.
Yeah. Like, you took somebody away from the defense.
Exactly. So I'm like, that's what, and on defense, hey, they're not even going to get those 3 threes on me. So I'm straight. Like I did my job, but nope, didn't happen. So we ended up losing that last game on a fucked, botched jump ball situation. And they ended
Why didn't they just say, you know what, fuck college rules, get out there and jump? Like, we can't figure out whose ball it is. Go jump it.
We would have loved that. We would absolutely love that. Boat would have been in there, but they go by the book. And after the game, I told Mike, I was like, Mike, you took 2 minutes. You went and grabbed the tape and they started jawing back and forth and said, fuck it, it's Blazers ball. You gave it back to her. This is game 3, dude. I was like, we can sit here for 25 fucking minutes. We can all give Carlos, the guy who rents us the gym, we can all give him 50 fucking bucks of extra time to let us sit here and figure this shit the fuck out and get it right. Because we know that we're right. I was like, when you go back and watch this tape, I don't want an apology. Just be like, we fucked up. Just say you fucked up. Don't say sorry. Just say we fucked up. He was so like, his face was, he was pale. He was pale as shit. He was nervous as fuck while it was all happening. And I feel for him a little bit for being the commissioner, but they fucked us.
It's tough because it's rec league
they had the
refs
momentum
too.
the whole time. They had the momentum the whole time. They were already, I think they were up 1 at this point. We missed the free throw to tie it and cause a jump ball, get the ball back. There's like 55 seconds left. And you told me that
there were 38 seconds left, I think.
It was more because
I watched the fucking thing like
I
3
need to
times.
go back and watch, but so then that means they had just hit a 3. And I think they hit the 3 right after that.
They were up 1. And then as soon as they inbounded it, Scott fouled the guy in the backcourt. And they went and shot and made both shots and were up 3. And then Scott ran down and shot a stupid ass shot. Your guy got an offensive board, missed a bunny, which I think was the dagger. And then they got the ball, or they got fouled by Allen on the rebound, and then went down and shot some more free throw. Well, missed the free throw.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the jump ball situation that got botched. Okay.
I'm saying right after the jump ball. Like that's what happened.
They hit the 3 right before that, and then we went down and got fouled. All right. Well, either way, they hit the 3. We went down, got fouled, went down 1, and the jump ball puts us in perfect time because we know with Allen and Scott, more than likely we'll live off of that. We'll live off of them shooting a 2. That's
at the worst, you'll get an easy shot at the rim.
And 1. So we were ready to jump ball. We had 1 timeout left. We were going to bleed the fucking clock and just go to work, down 1, game winner, or go home. We're fine with that, bro. We were fucking fine with that. And they said, you're a first-year team. Y'all get no fucking respect. Fuck you guys. It's Blazers ball. Yeah. So fucking stupid. And like I told you beforehand, I didn't do enough. If I was a fucking 10-point, 15-point a game scorer, if I was more dynamic, and like even with Joe's not, but he put up like 6-7 shots a game in the last 3 or 4 games and averaged what half a point a game average. Right. Like you can't do that, dude. You can't fucking do that. I'm not blaming anybody on that team, but if that was me, that's what I would be pissed about. That's not me. I'm pissed about getting botched by the refs because that's the only thing I can talk about. I can't say
but objectively,
but we're
gonna shift from this. But objectively,
you don't have to go part 2, bro.
You can part 2 yourself. There is nothing else to talk about except Roquan anyway. But objectively, what happened is the refs made a bad call, but then
that's a 9.
The basketball happened after that, and you guys missed some big free throws that would have tied the ball game. There was a lot of stuff, but the game would have been a lot different, obviously. And that really, it's a blowy way to go.
When that happened, we were like, they don't even want us to fucking win.
But it's amateur refs. You got to expect it. You got to water off your back kind of shit. And and this is me speaking from 3,000 miles away. I wouldn't be able to do it in the moment either.
I'm going to try to be a ref next year. Absolutely.
I know that for a fact that I wouldn't be able to do that in the moment. So it kind of sucks, but that's basketball. So yeah, like you said, you got 8 months. Get out there.
And I got everybody rooting for me, bro. That's so cool.
And if any of those guys were captains of the other teams, they're looking out for you. I don't know if you can see the chat when you go watch the replay. You'll be able to see.
You can't, dude, which is so stupid. But I'm pretty sure I'm 1,000% Brandon Colin, who's on the Warriors.
Yeah, he was one, I think, because I remember the Colin.
He loves me like that, and he is so fucking cool. He is so fucking cool. I was fucking with him.
He was definitely one of the guys that beat
he's
Cologne
my guy.
Or something.
And he normally runs the Warriors. And when I was recording too, talking to Burns, I was telling him, I was like, yo, if there's anything I can do to get on your team, let me do it, bro. Like, I fuck with y'all. Them, the Sixers, and whatever team ours is running. I am so down with it.
All right, so let's talk for 5 minutes about Roquan Smith, because this is actually a huge thing. We probably should have led with it, but whatever.
It is huge.
It's a rookie wanting a contract. We could talk about it again later. If
this could be our headline.
next week, something's going to happen to where we'll have to talk about it again. So we can. But Roquan Smith wants his rookie contract done. He wants an extension. He wants a real thing. And the Bears say nah. And then on top of that, the Bears take him off the PUP list so that they're able to fine him every single day he misses practice, like $40,000. So what do you think about this story? And obviously, I know which side you're on because we talked about it already. But what do you think going on here?
I think it's absolutely insane, right? I mean, we thought a couple years ago the Bears were finally coming up. They haven't been the same since Urlacher retired. They haven't been the same type of team who gives a fuck about their players. I mean, we look at a dynamic returner who's brokenhearted that he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer for some reason. You're a returner, bro.
Yeah.
Chill. Let Boselli get his time.
He had like 2 catches for 13 yards.
You can come next year, dog. Chill. I mean, he did change that position. Right. Absolutely. Even after prime time did what he did. This is a guy that people would literally give you the ball on the fucking 40-yard line, 35-yard line, instead of letting him return a fucking kickoff. Like, it was absolutely crazy. And I can understand it, but at the same time, like, since then the Bears haven't given a fuck. But then they get Khalil Mack, and they pay Khalil Mack, and they're doing good. Now Khalil Mack's on the Chargers, and they're right back into their thing, which kind of sucks if you're what's his name? Oh, Justin Fields over there, trying to be a guy and think that, you know, in college you were a guy, you were on a great organization, you think you're going to come into a great organization, and not only will they not take this youngster who really feels like he should be getting paid, and I feel the same
should
way.
Be getting paid. Roquan's a dog, bro.
He's a fucking beast. He is a beast. Yeah. And not only do they say no to that, they literally go and fuck him even more by taking him up the PUP list so they can find him.
So is he able to perform or not? Like, why was he on the fucking list in the first place? If he gets taken off like that.
That's something that I think that could come out, because that was kind of dicey for them to do, because now we're going to say, what the fuck is the PUP list anyways?
Yeah. Why'd you put him on there fake? Like,
exactly. So that's something that the NFL is definitely, I think, going to investigate on and open up some windows that we didn't know existed. Because like we've all thought, what is the salary cap? Like what they're able to do these days, what the fuck is it? And now we're going to say the same thing with the PUP list. Like, is everything the NFL tells us a fucking lie?
It's load management, baby.
And they talk about the NBA being weak.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because we both know that Roquan Smith deserves his contract. The Bears know that. 29 other teams know that, or however many. 31 other teams know that. I got NBA stat still in my head. Every other team in the league knows that somebody's going to pay this man. If the Bears don't, what are they going to fine him for like 3 days? He'll eventually show up. Then he's going to leave them, or they'll just keep franchise tagging him. But they're still going to have to pay. Like, why not just give this man the contract? What are they doing?
Yeah,
Who
I have
are they
no
saving
idea.
It for?
I have no idea if they're trying to secure like more wideouts, running backs. They don't care about their defensive end. Their plan involves his contract at this point in time.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but the fact that he's asking for a trade is pretty like respectable, right?
Yeah.
He's not just, in our eyes, he's not sitting out asking for a new contract. He's going to do what he has to do.
They were sitting him out with the PUP list, and
he's going to do what he has to do I feel like he's going to be a guy that's going to go to work. He's going to be one of those guys who does individual drills and doesn't do any team activities and shit like that. But he's going to go to work, you know. But don't you know?
He'll
But
show up on Sundays and get his 1.5 sacks a game and be fine.
dude, it's insane though. I really feel like the NFL needs to like start clamping down on this shit. Like, we're used to this in all the leagues, but it's more player driven than ever. At least in our country, and it's amazing, and I'm all here for that. As long as you don't turn into like a KD type little bitch
Right.
about it. Like, all he wants is to get traded to a team that sees his worth. And I am all here for that. And that's what the NFL needs to become. And I can see them being scared of ending up like the NBA and the KD sagas that keep happening and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, this guy deserves his money. And I really feel like there's a commissioner for a reason. He needs to be able to step in and say, yo, don't take fucking money from this kid when you're only paying him $1 million a fucking year.
Right.
And he should be getting paid $15 million a fucking year. That's stupid. That's ignorant. We're going to find you guys a draft pick, 6th round, $2 million, and he gets to pick where he gets traded to.
Literally just say, like, we're going to fine you for incorrect use of the PUP list. Because if he was unable to perform until literally he asked for a trade, now he's able to perform. Like, that's invalid use of the PUP list. Take that draft pick, because that's tampering essentially in a way, like not with other teams, but it's working the system to your advantage, which you're not supposed to do. Everybody's supposed to have a fair advantage, and if no other team's fucking them over, which I know every team probably is, but if no other team's fucking them over and you're fucking them over, you get an advantage. So it's kind of ridiculous in that regard. But we'll talk about it more as this story starts to unfold, because there is a lot of story there and it's going to keep going. And then the other story that we'll talk about next week, because it's going to, maybe 2 weeks from now, we're going to start talking about it. But Deshaun Watson got called the starter for the game, the first preseason game. So we'll get to see what he does there, because he's got nothing to lose, man. He's got everything losing already. So he's just probably going to go out there and try to put up a show.
Yeah,
and
Travis Etienne starting too, bro.
And make
the
Browns understand what they have when he does get to come back, if it's in 6 games, if it's in a year, if it's in whenever. He's got to go out there, because he still has to prove that he's better than Jacoby Brissett, that he's better than that other scrub kid that they got. I don't know. And because he still has to prove it. He's been gone for a couple of months. A couple of years. So we'll be talking about that a little more, but we don't really even like giving him the dignity spotlight. But if he's going to be a player, he's going to have to get talked about. But we are going to get out of here before we run out of time for sure. But talk about the thing you tagged me in, because it's a super exciting story, and I wanted to go out with him.
Yeah, dude. So there's this man. He's 30 years old. His name's Joey Meneses. He's been playing in the minors for 10 years, dude. So he got drafted when he was 20, been in the minors with his team. He's been released multiple times for major league organizations. He's had to play in Japan and Mexico to just keep his career alive, dude. This shit's crazy as hell. Well, this week, the Nationals, I'm getting goosebumps. They called him up, and he traveled to Washington for his MLB debut. This dude's first hit was a home run. Welcome to the show, my guy. 10 years of grinding, 10 years of saying, I don't care what the fuck you guys think, I'm going to make it. 10 years of doubters, 10 years of being shunned and doing whatever the fuck he can to keep going. A lot of these guys at the end of the day start selling insurance, start selling roofing tiles and all this shit. Fuck that. This man saw all these 18 years old, got the same food cards as they did to go eat discount food because they're in the minors, got $30,000 just like all these little young guys, and said, I don't give a fuck, I'm going to make it. Came out, did work. He's a monster. He's a beast. Shout out to this guy. He's the definition of a stud. And be like this guy. Be like Joey. Be a stud, not a scrub.